Hi everybody, welcome back to Enjoying Retirement. Today we're going to do a video. This is my version 2 of a trolling motor mount for my Hobie Outback. I have the 2015 model, but I think it'll be similar on almost all Outbacks. I went out this week, went down to Jonas Green State Park in Maryland and tried to do a little bit of trolling. And while I had hoped that this was going to be a fall Rocktober 30-inch rockfish video, well, let's just say we turned it into my version 2 of the trolling motor video. So here we go. Here's my outfitted Outback. You can see there's the trolling motor, the motor mount, and the battery, and how it all sets up. And fortunately, with the battery and the motor mount in there, still leaves room for my cooler, tackle boxes, camera equipment, and it's just about right. That little yellow thing, we'll talk more about that later. That was part of my V2 mods. But here's the motor mount itself. I made it out of a 4-inch aluminum piece that I had, but you can make it out of 1 by 1.5 by 6/4, any type of wood as well. The white tubes are PVC. You can see that they are bent at an angle, and that angle is to fit into the rod holders in the Outback itself. So there we have that floaty thing. What is that? I added that as a little bit of stability bar, so that because the motor is heavy on that side, if I do tend to lean inadvertently, that'll help keep me upright. Here's a battery box I made out of a milk crate from Home Depot. Wired it up, put a fuse in there, and a quick connect, as well as a quick connect for my fish finder right there. And then to top it off, I just put a little acrylic window over the top to try to help protect the electronics and the connections from the rain and water a little bit. So now let's put it on. If you saw before, I had wing nuts there on the right. That's because of those angles. You have to lift that one up all the way in order to fit it in there. Then you can punch it down and then go ahead and tighten the wing nuts on that side. On the other side, those can be locked up with lock washers, no problem, but you got to keep one side open so it can be lifted up. Otherwise, the angles of the rod holders really make it difficult to impossible to get in there. Good news is that also helped keep it from coming out. The bar, the extra wood you can see on top there, that's also part of my V2 mods. I wanted to raise it up a little bit. I have this trolling motor primarily for my inflatable kayak that I take down to Florida with us so that I can use it there. So I've kept a long stem on it. I just wanted it up a little bit higher to keep the handle out of the water and the tail out of the water when I'm not using the mount. You can see that the milk crate makes it very easy to move the battery. You can position it sideways as I did here for the demo, and that does a really good job of balancing out the weight of the motor itself. But you can configure that however you need to, depending upon what you want to carry in the back. Now we're going to hook up the quick connect power to the trolling motor, and then we'll do a double check just to make sure that everything is working. And there you go. It's as simple as that. Now I don't drive with it in this configuration. I only had it on the back of the truck to make it easier to do the video. The last thing I like to do is I just like to lash down the side of the mount away from the motor. That's just in case, a little extra protection in case something were to happen and I were to tip on the other side. I just want to reduce vibrations and keep it set up there. Here's a final look at it all. This is a water snake, 34 I believe it is, trolling motor. It's kind of a pain. You have to push that red button in to lower it. You can certainly do it when you're in the kayak, as I always have, but it's just a little bit of a pain. And there you go. You can see it folds down nicely. and it folds right underneath the kayak, so there's no issue when the propeller is going. And once you get the trolling motor going, you can still use the rudder on the Hobie itself to steer. You don't need to steer with the trolling motor. All right, here I am back on the bay. There's one of the training boats or ships from Annapolis, the Naval Academy. And I went all the way down to the mouth of the bay trolling. Didn't come up with anything. So, as I said, instead of a rockfish trolling video, you're getting an update on my version 2 of the motor mount, and I think that's where I'm going to keep it. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I am enjoying retirement.